Aaron, have you met Josie yet?
I haven't.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm
Josie.
Greg's new
How are
co-host.
you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, well, it
Don't,
is such a pleasure. You are
don't.
so much better looking than Greg. It's unbelievable,
All
actually. My
the
mind is blown. I'm excited about my Greg Reynolds interviews now.
You think
time.
you
I
would
tell
come
you.
on and your buddy Aaron would be like, "Congratulations on the morning show gig. I'm so happy to come see you. And what a great."
Oh,
And instead, he's like, "Man, that guy is ugly, and I'm sorry that you have to live with him every day."
Dude, that's not true. I'm very happy. Congratulations on your morning
Oh
show.
yeah, that's fake.
That's
That's
amazing.
fake.
It's
That's
no, it's not. It's not. It's totally real. It's just I'm glad that it's just not just you. So I'm kidding. That's horrible. I'm gonna take that back. I
it's
feel bad
recorded.
now.
It's on
I'm
video.
loving
I
this. It
feel
makes
bad.
me
Yeah, it's
feel very at
recorded.
home here. It's still new to me, so
Hey, Aaron, where are you right now? Are you in Nashville still?
I'm at home.
So when are you coming up to Calgary?
I'm so excited. Wednesday. I hopefully they'll let me in. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Just based off other stuff or because of the border thing?
No, it's just all the yeah.
just all of it.
No, just the border thing. No, they tell me that it's going to be a smooth a smooth thing, but I have to bring COVID tests, and then they give me a COVID test, and then it's going to be an ordeal. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
But this is your first time back in Canada since the pandemic started. Is that right?
Ever feels like ever.
Oh,
I
I
don't
was
even
like,
feel like I'm from there anymore. Everything I say is super American. It I, I'm getting brainwashed, I think.
What is the first Canadian treat you need to have when you cross the border? Like, are you going straight for ketchup or
Cheesies,
all dress? Yeah, okay.
are cheesies only
dude.
in Canada?
They are.
In
They're
Canada?
only in Canada. They're only in Canada. I love that. See, that's what us Americans
Yeah.
say. Canadian, yeah, in Canada, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
figured.
They're only Canadian. You can order them on Amazon and get like a bunch shipped down, but it doesn't. I mean, they're so delicious, but it just doesn't feel the same when you can't eat them in Canada.
Is it
So it
like the
almost feels
crunchy
like
ones or the
cheating a
fat
little bit.
ones?
Which one? Sorry. Yeah, it
The
does kind
fat,
of feel like cheating.
the fat ones or the little like
It
skinny
doesn't
crunchy ones?
matter.
Oh.
Any cheesy is fine to me. Like,
All right.
see,
Okay.
that's the greatest thing about cheesies is it doesn't matter what size you get. They're just
It,
all delicious.
it matters because you have to eat the fat ones at a pool party, and then the other ones can be eaten wherever.
Interesting.
Can I
Yeah.
ask you a question, Josie?
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron. What kind of maniac eats Cheetos at a pool party? What are
Okay,
you
no,
doing?
the fat
I think
cheese,
you and I go to different pool parties. Like, oh, here's your tray of Cheetos, madame. What?
fat
Who's doing
Cheetos,
this?
fat Cheetos taste
Cheesies,
like
not Cheetos.
okay, fat cheesies taste like wet hands. They taste like eating them with wet hands. Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
Hmm. This is new to me. I'm actually not. I think I'm so into the cheesies. I don't know. Wet hands.
I
I don't
know.
know. I don't know that I go that far. But hey,
Josie,
Okay.
cool.
you've never been to Vegas, right, Josie?
No.
Okay, you're not allowed to go because you cannot go to a Vegas pool party with a bag of cheesies and not have somebody look at you like, is this girl for real?
Maybe somebody will look at me and go, "That is the coolest girl I've ever seen."
You're right. That it's kind of like I felt when I first got on this call. Yeah. That's good.
So do
This
you
is
have
nice.
time when you're back up here, Aaron, to see family and stuff that you haven't seen in forever? Or is it just like play wild horse and be out?
No, I'm actually going to stay for a little while. I haven't seen my nieces and nephew in person in 18 months. So I'm
Wow.
gonna head back to Edmonton and I'm going to hang out with them.
And
So I'm really
what
excited.
about your parents?
Mom and dad will obviously be at the show. I mean, I don't think they come to every show within a 44-hour radius. So I'm kidding. But they're gonna come to the show, and then we're gonna head back to Edmonton, and I've got a bunch of people I want to see and meet up with. And
But have you seen them since the pandemic started, or is this going to be a reunion
I've seen
with
my
mom and
I've
dad?
seen my mom and dad. I've seen my mom and dad because they have taken like not a ton. My dad more than my mom. My dad was down here helping us with renovations, so and then my mom came down for like a week. So I've seen them. But yeah, I haven't. It's been a lot of FaceTiming. So
Josie, one of my favorite times ever with Aaron was after his show, before his set at Big Valley Jamboree, and I was interviewing him in his parents' trailer, and then I got his mom into the interview, and we did an interview with his mom and him. And it was
That's
fantastic.
amazing.
oh yeah, she loved it.
That's so awesome.
Like she loved it so much. She'll never say that, but she did. She's
Where-
like,
where does-
I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, you loved every single minute of that. Like my biggest thing is like that, like I get that part of what I do. I'm sure I get that from my mom. Like my mom just loves to be the center of attention. Although she'll say she doesn't.
Just pretend that's my play. I'm like, I hate it all, but I love it. So
But you love it. Yeah, right.
As
It's a
she's
good
eating
front.
Cheetos in the middle of a pool. I hate
Cheesies. Say
Sorry.
cheesies. If you don't say cheesies, interview's over. You keep
But
saying
cheesies.
Cheetos.
The brand
It's not
is Cheetos.
Cheetos. Cheesies.
The brand is Cheetos.
No. You guys don't know what you're talking about here.
You're talking about the Hawkins cheesies.
Yes.
You like the
Oh.
crunchy ones because they don't come fat.
Yeah, those ones aren't fat. Those are skinny, crunchy.
They're all kinds. Look at them. They're beautiful.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, they don't come soft.
No, I was talking about the ones that are like foam chunks.
Oh.
Those are the ones
This
that
is
taste
why
like
we're
pool
having
parties.
This is why we're having such those ones I could see you eating those at a pool party.
Thank you.
Now it
Thank
makes
you.
sense.
No,
Now
I
it all
totally
makes
get it.
sense.
I was really confused. I was like, no, like the cheesies that are they're wet. No, they're not wet. Anyway,
Let me ask you this: since we're talking snacks, are you gonna have cheesies before you do you have a routine on show days? Like, you're gonna go play Wild Horse? Do you have a routine of what you want to eat, or is it just whatever's around?
no, we have like stuff on our rider, but like mostly it's just light food if it's anything. I
Do you
don't like
eat
to
before?
eat. No, I mean I'll have a meal, like a good meal, about 4 hours before I play, but anything else is just mostly snack food. So
And then so you eat, because I'm getting into hockey mode after watching the Lightning win the cup. What's
Right.
the routine? You got to eat about 4 hours, and then is it just like full in show mode, or do you got to play some like Candy Crush on your phone for an hour, or like what is the pre-show routine?
I do play a lot of Candy Crush. It's mostly very, very probably something we shouldn't talk about because I don't want people to think that it's not exciting, but it's very like lay low for me anyway. I mean, I have a lot of people that are running around doing stuff, but for me and some of the band guys, we just kind of chill and talk about life, and it's about it. And then about usually we don't get fired up until about 5 minutes before.
So what's the fired up phase? Because I've seen football players like slap each other in the face. Is that what you guys do? You're standing back
No,
there.
we definitely don't do that. We don't do that. We just we just get up and just start moving around and talking and getting fired up and hey, remember these changes and
Do you
that
drink
kind of
alcohol
stuff.
before your shows?
I actually don't drink alcohol. My band does. My band drinks all the alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they take care of that for me. But no, like they might have like one or two, but it's not like it's definitely not like a thing that anybody needs, which I think is good. Good, healthy
Speaking of
way of doing
alcohol,
things.
you are playing Wild Horse. You are playing during the Stampede.
Yes.
Give me a Aaron Goodvin memory from being on stage at any of your Stampede shows that was induced by alcohol that you saw in the crowd. Like, oh,
I saw a man get on top of another man, like what do you call it?
piggyback.
Like on his shoulders.
Shoulders, like
Yeah. Naked. Full on, no clothes,
At Stampede?
Yes, back of
The
some
neck?
other dude's neck, just full on touching. It was I almost stopped. Like I think I just stopped singing because I was like, what is happening? Like, okay, there's fun, and then there's like, I don't know what that like. Doesn't that take it into a land of like not being fun anymore? I mean, at what point, like, if me and my buddies sitting around, it's like, hey man, remember when you jumped on my back naked and I was like floating you around that crowd? Not cool.
But did
That
they
was
not get kicked out?
They might have. I don't know what happened.
They
I
would have had
don't
to have.
because I'm sure somebody kicked them out or at least told them to put some pants on. But like I literally was like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a crowd. And
I
and
mean,
they were a ways back. Like I didn't, luckily I didn't see anything, you know. I didn't get a good view of all of that stuff. But there's been some pretty crazy things that have happened at Stampede. I
you
mean,
could just
Stampede
feel
was
it. Can you just picture how that would feel?
Ah! It's for me. Oh man, I don't want that. That's something I don't want in my life.
So are you saying we can't try that next concert we're at together, Aaron?
We can't.
It's me.
No.
I was like, no.
I thought we were buddies.
Oh my god.
Well, we're buddies, man, but there's a line.
So is that your wildest Stampede story then?
That's one of my wildest live stories ever.
Do you remember first time you ever got to be on stage at Stampede? Was it Coca-Cola stage? Was it Nashville North? Where was it?
Well, as a established, I guess, artist, Stampede was one of them that I played the Ranchman's. I've never played Wild Horse, so I'm really excited to play Wild Horse.
It's so good.
It's such a good vibe in there.
I can't wait. So I'm really excited about that. But Nashville North, I think, was the first one after I had a couple songs. Actually, it was the first one. I had a couple songs on there, or I had like Woman in Love, I think, and Lonely Drum out, and it was like kind of just becoming the hit that it was. And so that was like one I'll never forget. The whole crowd sang Woman in Love back to me, which I still one of my favorite videos on my phone. So it was pretty amazing.
Can you send that to us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I'll find it.
That would be awesome, because you have my number. Can you send me that video? Because we want to post it for our audience to see what they look like singing back at the artist.
Totally. Yeah. I'll definitely send it to you.
And you don't care if we post it?
No, I don't care. Please do.
Well, I didn't know if that was the time where the two dudes were on each other.
Actually, I'm sure it was the same show.
Of that as well.
I think I avoided that somehow. There was that, and then but the first time I ever played Nashville North, I used to come to Calgary to play. I believe I was 15 or 16, I think, and I'd play Nashville North, but they had at that time they had like one backup band that like backed up all these like younger artists, and I played like 3 or 4 songs or 3 songs. So, but my grandma lived, who was passed on from MS, which is kind of why I'm involved in a lot of MS stuff. She lived in Calgary, so that was the only place that we could she could come to. So we'd go pick her up, and then she'd come to the show, and then I'd play. And so yeah, so it's been a long journey at the Nashville North. Any Stampede stuff, we did a lot of it. So.
First Canadian show since the pandemic, and we get to be there to see it. I'm stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm not even gonna believe it until I'm there.
In Calgary, we just came out of lockdown, so it's like this happened on July 1st, and then the masks mandate got lifted just the other day. So this is actually brand new experience for everybody you're going to be playing for, which is huge.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm just so glad that we're in a place finally, up there that we can do. I mean, when we first heard about us not playing shows, we thought we were just going to lose one summer, and we lost 2. It feels like, and it's so amazing I didn't think we would be back this quickly, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think that it's just going to be like a totally different feeling than ever before, because I don't know if anybody else has realized how much they miss live music yet. I was telling Gregg earlier today, I think after like a couple drinks and the realization of like what we've all just been through, especially as somebody who, or as two people who like love live music and like live for that, it's going to be a real, I think it's going to be like a real spiritual thing, as lame as that sounds.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really cool.
I just hope that we never forget about these days. You know, I think there's a lot of a tendency to kind of just get right back into it, and I just hope that people don't ever take the live music for granted again. You know, that's what I hope. You know, anybody who's lived through this, you know, that has been to live concerts before. You know, I think that's kind of the most important thing, is like not to take this for granted, because I've often said never in my life did I ever think that while I was a country music artist, there would be something that would take live shows away. Or, you know, I'm like, I can play around a campfire if I have to, you know, as long as I have a guitar, I can do that, you know. But the fact that we couldn't even do that for a while was like,
that was not an option. Yeah,
that was never an option. And so, you know, for that's kind of my wish, if you will, that we never forget how live shows are just a big part. They were a huge part of my life growing up, and in shaping who I am as a person. That, you know, it's like to think that we can't have that anymore is probably the scariest thought of all time, you know. And
for me, you know, really embrace these things while we get to have them, because we know now that they can be taken away. You mentioned going to live shows was a big thing for you growing up, and you lived here in Alberta. Do you remember seeing a specific artist at Stampede that you were like, that is freaking cool?
I saw a number of them. I'm trying to. I want to say that. No, that was in Red Deer. I'm trying to think of. I went to so many of them. I believe I saw. Was it Clay? Did Clay Walker ever play?
Probably.
I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I'm not sure. I've seen a ton of artists there, and all I remember about Nashville North was the long lineup, and that's all I ever remembered. It's like worse than Disney World. Now that I've been to Disney World,
so long. The last Stampede there was, we waited in that line for 3.5 hours. We only got halfway through it, and we were like, well, we gotta go somewhere else. Like, this is not gonna happen tonight. But it's like, I think this year, like, not that COVID is a savior in any way, but like, I think because of distancing and the way that they're managing it, it'll be easier to get in.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think there's going to be a percentage of the population that's still not even going in, you know?
For sure.
Like, you know, they're still not even doing any of that stuff. So, you know, hopefully that makes it a little bit better that people can get in. But I remember there being a long lineup, and I believe I went to a Gorge show there one time. Yes, I did. I went to a Gorge show, but I was able to like weasel my way in because of who I am, which is such a cool thing. I mean, if there's anything I'm proud of, it's like, oh, I'm Aaron Goodvin, and I'd like to come. Oh yeah, come on in. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use this year to get in.
You should.
I'm
Aaron Goodvin.
I'm going to use that too.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Goodvin. Yeah,
I'm not with him. I am.
We're going to try to use it at the same time and see which one of us they believe.
Yeah, and it's going to be great because a lot of people will be like, who the hell is that? Which is great. It's always awesome.
Hey, for the people that are going to be there at Wild Horse, when in the show, maybe you don't want to divulge too much, but the new single is so fantastic, Boy Like Me. Sounds so good on the radio. It's requested all the time. When in the show are we going to expect
that? You know, probably somewhere in the middle would be my guess. We're so lucky to be able to have, like, now we have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 songs that people have heard on the radio a ton, and you know, so what's so much fun about that is that, you know, we can kick off the show with a couple of hits, and then we can play some stuff that maybe people haven't heard before or haven't heard yet, and then we can kind of go into the new single, and then we can go back to something they know, and so it's just really cool. But my guess would be somewhere in the middle. We haven't. It's horrible. It's not a good thing, but a very kind of spur of the moment set list guy. I usually do the set list before we play, basically, and so for me, or at least that day. And I've always been this guy and I don't know if this comes from being able to flip on a dime. I played in bars growing up, and I play a lot of solo acoustic shows. And the best part about the solo acoustic shows is that I can just switch whenever. I can stop playing one song in the middle of it, and then in the middle of it, start playing something else. So, but being able to, I think, to read the audience is a kind of a big part of what I do. So I think, my guys are always, they're always on their toes, and they're like, what is the, and quite often it's a lot of fun when we have somebody sub in and they're, and they want to know the exact set list that is at. And my band leader just goes, yeah, it's just not going to happen. You're going to have to
you just watch the stress.
Yeah. But I've always kind of been that guy. So, but usually, we've got the bones of what, it's going to be. And then I might switch a few things around as we go. I mean, obviously we have a live show to play and songs that we need to, play the whole song kind of thing. So, but it's very fly by the seat of your pants type of thing, which I think makes it exciting for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know people are going to go nuts. They always go nuts for it. Lonely Drum, when that comes on, people are going to go wild. And now there's this whole trend, and I'm sure you've seen it, of the line dance to go along with Lonely Drum. And Josie is famous for saying she has no idea how to line dance because she didn't learn it in school like us Albertans did. So I'm going to have to teach her the Lonely Drum line dance before we see your show, and just make sure
she at least tries it a little bit. You're going to teach me how to line dance. This is the first time
you've ever offered. That. Well, I'm actually not a very good line dancer. I mean, not that I'm not good. I just I've tried to learn Lonely Drum, and what blows my mind is like you'll go on there and it'll be like Lonely Drum intermediate line dance. I'm like, this is not an intermediate line. This is a super hard level line dance. Like it's very, very, very difficult for me. I mean, I can do the Cadillac Ranch. I mean, I think everybody, those ones are kind of like easy. Lonely Drum is like difficult, I would say.
Gregg, difficult line dance.
No, but I'll learn. I'm just a great dancer.
Very confident.
This isn't sounding very convincing.
Buddy, we can't wait to see you. When you're at Wild Horse on stage, I'll be the guy on top of my buddy's shoulders, and I may or may not be.
Please keep. If you do, just keep.
I won't be the buddy.
I mean, it's easy. Yeah, you don't need to be.
I won't be the buddy.
Good. I love that. I love that.
I don't know. See you soon, buddy.
You have that many friends. Love you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you. Safe travels. Best of luck getting across the border.
You guys are the best. Love you.